Hey, Jermaine Griggs here, founder of HearAndPlay.com, and here at our organization, we truly believe that gospel and church musicians should have access to the same resources and depth of knowledge available to other genres of music, like classical music or jazz music. And that's what we've done for the last 15 years. We've set out on a mission to even the playing field, if you will, by introducing courses and programs and free resources and everything in between as it relates to hymns and praise songs and shouting music and traditional music and congregational songs. We were one of the first to teach a systematic way, a 5-step process to learn praise songs, or to teach a 3-step process to learn hymns. Before, it was the school of hard knock thing. You just had to learn church music coming up or looking over the shoulders of a musician. And we really dedicated much of our company to the furthering of gospel musicians. And one of the ways that we do this is by connecting and exposing you, our students, to some of the top gospel musicians in the world. We've brought you people like Jason White or Michael Burrell. We've brought you people on different instruments, vocals, guitar, drums, right? And one course that I'm very excited that we're going to bring around again that I actually haven't released for 4 years now. When I told people back 4 years ago that this course was going to sell out and I'm not sure when I'm going to bring it back, people thought I was playing. And so here we are 4 years later, in our musician breakthrough, we're ready to start the new year off by releasing this program again. And what I like about this program as it relates to our company mission is that we bring 7 musicians, 7 different musicians with different backgrounds and different perspectives and different mindsets and different ways to look at the piano. We bring them together, but we have them kind of combined together to cover a constant theme, and that is the 5 dimensions of a church service. I truly believe that regardless of what denomination or style of church, that there is 5 dimensions, and maybe your church doesn't do all 5, but to be equipped with the knowledge and understanding to learn all 5 is critical, I believe, as a church musician. So you've got praise, that's one of the dimensions. You got worship. You got shouting music, you got traditional and hymn music, right, hymns, and then you got transitional, just things to do. And further, we've broken church services into what I like to call 3 tempos, right? You got slow, you got medium, and you got fast. And at any given time, right, the 5 dimensions can go into any one of those modes. So worship is, it tends to be under the slow tempo banner, right? But traditional praise, for example, may be in the medium, right? You can get some medium songs, and then shouting and up-tempo praise might be categorized as a fast tempo. So over the coming weeks, I'm going to be introducing you to clips and samples from the actual program, right? Strategically picking out clips and lessons that I believe that will help you as it relates to church tempo, because you don't just have the same tempo in church, right? Just like a movie, there's times of high praise, right? There's times of tension, there's build up, right? And that tension explodes sometimes as a shouting period of jubilee and praise. And other times, there's times to be quiet. Ecclesiastes 3, right, tells us there's a time and place for everything. Well, that certainly comes to play as a gospel musician, and you need to understand this church tempo concept. So here in this first video of many to come, so stay tuned. And in fact, stay tuned because we're doing something we've never done before. At the end of all this, we're doing what we call the Musician Breakthrough Revival, where we're bringing these 7 musicians every night of the week. So stay tuned for the date and the time. You do not want to miss all 7 of them throughout the week at different times. Every night, you'll be able to catch a live broadcast right here in our office. All right, but before then, every Monday this entire month, I'll be releasing a new clip to you starting today. We're going to cover slow tempos. And I'm going to use Stanton Lewis, one of our 7 musicians who just really blessed our heart, an incredible player. He's going to break down a movement that you can do while someone's talking, just a slower part of the service. And yeah, there's announcements. Yeah, there are times when people are talking, but you don't want the service to lose its mood. You want to keep the service moving along. And what Stanton's going to show you is a set of suspended chords that sound very good that you can use up and down the scale using the melody right, to lead and guide you. So I'm gonna be quiet, I'm gonna pass it over to Stand Time, and I'll be back for some more words after that. So enjoy Stand Time. See you later.
So I'm gonna start off in the key of B, doing some really simple things. Really briefly, we're gonna break down some of the things that I was doing. In the key of B, we're gonna play this sus chord. Actually an add 9, but we're not gonna get into that. I'm on the A flat. And I'm playing a E, F sharp, and B, my right hand. And just so we don't kill the voicing, we're just gonna play it real simple with that A flat there. Left hand should be A flat. Again, right hand, E, F sharp, and B. So we're just gonna walk it down. Second chord, off that F sharp, your right hand, playing the E flat, F, B flat. Third chord, it's E in your left hand. Your right hand should be on C sharp, E flat, and A flat. And the last one is E flat, B. You can play it either way you want, whether it's the left hand there. I choose to play it with just holding the left on the E flat. My right is playing the B, C sharp, and F sharp.
So indeed, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. It was a short one, but a very powerful one by Stand Time. I know I did. And I just want to recap what I got from it, because hopefully you saw not just random chords being played, but hopefully you saw a system, a pattern that you can take, and on pretty much every tone of the scale, you can play one of those chords, one of those suspended sounding chords. And now Stand Time, he chose to be in the key of B. So he was, making a statement right there. Most gospel musicians probably would consider that a foreign key. So right there, Stand Time wants to challenge you to go into keys that gospel songs aren't commonly played in, right? And if we look at the B major scale, right, it's B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, right? So if you actually number that, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So when we actually went to this G sharp chord here in the lesson, he started on the 6. That's the 6th tone of the scale. And what this chord is, it's a minor 7th chord, right? And that's how you know, because if you actually come down here, right, and you play this chord, this is a G sharp minor 7th chord. But instead of playing this D sharp here, right, and instead of playing the B down here, he moves it up here. And instead of the D sharp, we sharp it, right? So this is what you call a double sharp, if you want to get technical, a D double sharp, but we're going to call it an E here just for the sake of simplicity, because no one's ear ever heard a D double sharp, but they hear this pretty chord. So we don't get technical like that. All right, and then all he does is he moves that chord on down. But I want to cover every tone of the scale using the same pattern. So that's one set, and I'll hold that so you can get a good look at that. And then he goes down the scale, right? And this will be the second one. And this is an F sharp major 7th chord, but it has a little addition in there, right? So if I actually take away that addition, you're left with this. And if I actually come down to the same octave, right, this would be a regular F sharp major 7th, right? But what he's doing here is he's removed, right, this C sharp here, and he's moved this note up here. So that's how you get that voicing. And then he's added the D sharp. And so that's what we call the added 6. So you got this chord here, the minor 7 with the sharp 5. You got the major 7 with the added 6, right? And if we actually come down here, this chord is the same as this chord, right? This is an E, right? E major 7 with an added 6. So it's exactly the same as this chord, but moved down a whole step. And if you think about it, right, look at this chord, right? If I move this A flat down here, right, that would be a normal E major 7, but we've taken out the B and we're playing that C sharp right here, the 6, right? But we've totally rearranged it. So instead of this G sharp here on the bottom, it's up here. And that's how you get that, right? By itself, this is a sus chord, right? But put with the E, it makes a totally different sound, right? And so we move on, right? I love that transition. And if you actually break it up, you take the top 2 notes, right? And you come down to the bottom one, right? Right? You hear that a lot in gospel music, right? Right? All right, so this one, so what is this here? Well, let's look at it. There's the minor 7, right? Because if I actually come down here, that's minor 7, but we take out that B flat and we play the sharp 5. So this is the same chord we learned up here, but we just chose to play it down here. And actually those sound good going to each other, right? Right? All right? So that sounds good. All right, so again, D sharp, and then on the right, you got B, C sharp, and F sharp. Right now, if we keep going, you got a couple options here on this one. You could go to this, right? I don't like playing them together, but it works, but it really sounds good when you split it up, right? Kind of sounds classical. But another thing you can do is you can go to this A, right? That switches things around, but you introduce a tone that's not in the scale. That's a A. A is not in the B major scale, but it works, right? Or you can go, right? So you either can go to the A sharp. Now, so as we look at this chord, we know that it's some kind of minor 7th because of the E and the B, and then the C sharp's on the left, right? Now, when you go to this A sharp here, all you've done is added the 6. That's pretty simple. It's a minor chord with the added 6. But here, when you come to this A here, now you've introduced that sharp 5 again. So it's pretty much the same chord as, right? Those are the same, and then you can actually go, that one right there is the same. So now we've got 3 of these represented, right? Right? And those sound good. You can just cycle those minor 7s with the sharp 5s. Okay, so you got that. So as you hear this one, right? Your ear, now you know, you're onto the pattern. You're on to us now. It's either that minor 7 with the sharp 5, and that has a certain sound that it makes, or it's going to be that major 7th chord where we add the 6. So if you had to make a choice, you had to decide. Decide means to cut off. So cut off your options. Which one is it? This is the major 7 with the added 6. And if you look at it, right, there's just the major chord right there, B on my left, A sharp and D sharp on my right, and then there's my added 6 with the G sharp, right? And then that, I love that sound as well. All right, and what is this? This is the last one, and then I'm back home. So what is this? This is just the A sharp minor 7, right? Right, so there's the minor 7 part of it, and then, right, there's the 5, but we've sharped it to F sharp, right? And so that's the whole thing. So you get, right? Right? And as Stanton taught us, right, you don't want to get crazy with the melody. Right? You can go up with these chord patterns, you can go down, right? But you generally want to stay with neighboring tones, right? You want to kind of stay with the scale, right? Right? So if I'm, for example, here, right? I can go down with it. Right? I can go up with it. Actually, that's not in the scale, but that sounds good. It's really, all right, because I'm going up the actual scale, all right? And it works both ways. All right, so we're not done. Stanton's got more for you. Let's check out his next segment.
So we take it starting from the C sharp. In the C sharp left hand, we have C sharp and B. Right hand, E, F sharp, and B. Second chord, we have an E. Right hand, we have E, F sharp, B, and E flat. Left hand, we have A flat and E flat. Right hand, we have F sharp, B, and C sharp. So many ways you can play this other chord, this next chord. So I'm gonna play my left hand B, E flat, F sharp. Right hand B, C sharp, F sharp, B flat. Back to that root chord. So that's pretty much the transition of that chord. So here you have a multitude of chords that you can play. I think the main thing is keeping the melody. Whatever you play.
I hope you enjoyed that clip with Stanton Lewis. I know I got a lot from it. And before we go, I just want to leave some announcements with you. Number one, stay tuned because every Monday this month, for the next 3 Mondays, we'll be releasing a new clip from this Musician Breakthrough collection. And remember, we haven't released this program for 4 years, and it is coming out Monday, January 5th. So mark your calendars, and leading up to that, every Monday, again, I'm releasing a clip from one of the 7 musicians, and sometimes multiple musicians in the same clip. But you've got 7 musicians here, 7 professionals teaching you the 5 dimensions of the church service: shouting, praise, worship, traditional, talk music, transitional. We cover talk music. Now, something I'm very excited that we've never ever done before in Hear and Play history is what we're calling the Breakthrough Revival, and it kicks off the first night that Musician Breakthrough releases. That's Monday, January 5th. And for every night that week, the 5th through the 9th, at 6 p.m., we're going to be streaming live from our office. We're going to be having a good time here. We're going to invite the 7 musicians, each one a night, and sometimes 2 a night, and they're going to be performing. They're going to be answering questions. They're going to be doing tutorials. They're going to be teaching you. They're going to be taking questions. They're going to be giving answers, and we're going to have a good time here in the Hear and Play offices. So again, mark your calendars because that's Monday through Friday. You don't want to miss out on this live stream. We're going to be streaming it all around the world. Hopefully thousands, maybe even tens of thousands will join us over the span of that week, and we're just going to have a good time. So get ready, get ready, get ready. I'll see you in the next clip. Remember, next Monday and the following 3 Mondays, we'll be releasing a new clip. I'm Jermaine Griggs. This is Hear and Play, signing off. And remember, if you can hear it, you can play it.